guys, welcome back to the Buckmasters Outdoors Podcast. Today I'm your host, Rhett Holland, and I'm joining Mr. Bryce Spillers here in Thomaston, Georgia.
Yep.
What's up, Bryce? How you doing?
Good, man. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I'm happy to be over here to talk about your deer, man.
I'm glad to have you.
Thank you. Mr. Bryce has been making waves in the whitetail world as of, when was that?
October 10th.
What's crazy is I was actually over here hunting with my buddies Cole and Trace in Thomaston. The day after I got home, I wake up to a picture of this guy and a freaking giant, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, dude, this deer's unreal. We ain't got to show him this yet. It was cool that I was here the day before, I was here the weekend before you killed him. And it's a small world. I've been knowing these boys for 4 or 5 years now, but man, I was just excited and had to get in touch with you and get a picture of that deer. I'm looking forward to getting one of our BTR guys over here at Score.
Me too.
No doubt. So let's just hop right into it, man. So how long you been hunting and where are you from?
I'm from Thomaston, Georgia, born and raised. Been hunting seriously since I was about 14.
Okay.
So
What year would that have been?
right around 2015.
Okay. How's your hunting career been? I mean, have you been pretty successful? I mean, dude, you just killed arguably one of the bigger deer in the country. I mean, there's been some 240s and this and that shot, but dude, that to come out of Georgia, unreal. So what's it been like before this?
Mostly rifle hunting.
Yeah.
Just filling the freezer. Just brown us down.
That's right.
That's what my dad taught us. So
Ain't nothing wrong with that. So have you killed a deer somewhat like that ever?
no, never
Really?
even seen a deer.
I mean, neither. I've never seen a deer like that. Tell us a little bit about the story leading up to this deer. I know you had history with him. How long did you hunt him? How long have you had pictures of him? The whole nine, man. We want to hear the story.
So 2018, I officially jumped into bow hunting, and I didn't hunt much that year in general. Mostly just out of a ground blind, just shooting does, but never really shot anything.
Right.
Weren't really good. So 2019 comes around, and I'm hunting my uncle's property here in Thomaston, and I was actually maybe 100 yards from behind where I put my stand out.
Okay.
And in a ground blind, looking into the swamp, and sunrise comes around. The sun plays tricks on your eyes. I see something that looks like a tree stump. I don't mind it. He gets up and starts shaking, scratching around, scraping. He comes in within 80 yards of me and beds back down, and I never get a shot at him.
And what year was that again?
That was 2019.
Yeah. Okay. And was that the first year that you knew about him?
Yeah, that's when I realized, okay, there's a big deer here. I need to start putting cameras out.
Okay. So that was the first sighting. You didn't have a picture of him or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was kind of winging it.
Right.
So
hey, nothing wrong with that. Obviously, it paid off. But go ahead.
I put cameras out close to where I saw him, but never. He was nocturnal, but I did notice he had a cut in his left ear.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you saw him on the hoof, you saw the cut.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And clear as day. Every time he come in the camera, he'd look at it, no matter what time it was. But he was still strictly nocturnal in morning, early morning.
Right.
Never midday like he was this year. So 2020, brother didn't hunt much. Life had other plans.
Yeah.
So we didn't hunt. Maybe killed some does. I didn't kill nothing that year. Going into last season, 2021 season, he started becoming more active in our cameras, like it was our home. Like it was his home. And he was still in that nocturnal age though. He wouldn't break twilight much, maybe once or twice every month or something like that. But wouldn't never want to be seen in daylight, like he was scared.
Yeah.
And I knew it was him because he'd look at the camera every time and he had that distinct cut. And then he was a 10-pointer. When I first saw him, he was an 8-pointer.
Okay.
The next year, 2020 season, I put a camera out and he was 10-pointer. This year, 2021, he blew up to a 16-pointer, something I've never seen before.
From a 10 to a 16. Okay.
It was like the drop of a hat. He just blew up. And I was like, all right, this is gonna be this is gonna be a chase that I'm ready for. And I actually wounded some does that year, so I was a little bit discouraged. So I was like, you know what? I hope I don't get a shot at this deer. I don't want to. I'm not ready for that pressure.
You're saying wounding does with a bow?
Yeah.
So when did you? I know you may have already said this, but when did you say you started bow hunting?
2018.
Okay. So I mean, dude, that's part of it. I've it's sad to say, but I've wounded my fair share of them. So that's just part of being a bow hunter. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
2021 season, I was actually shooting a Bear Cruiser then.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm just gonna drop my money, go buy me a flagmanship bow. So
Right.
I bought a Matthews VXR.
Heck yeah.
31.5.
That's what I shot last year. It's a great bow.
Yeah, it is. I love it.
Yeah.
Especially now.
No doubt. You can't get rid of that one,
Yeah.
dude. You can't get rid of that one.
But this season, he blew up again to an 18 pointer. And like I said, distinct cut. I always look at the camera. So we decided to name him Smiley.
Smiley.
Just some of his personality. He'd come in, looked at it. This year, my first picture was actually midday.
Okay.
So I started studying him a lot more.
Yeah.
He would come in, begin the week between 1 and 4 in the afternoons, Monday to Thursday. He would come in and then he'd be gone. And then he'd do the same thing. So I was like, all right, I feel like he'd be a little more home range here during the first of the week. So when I hunt him, I need to be in the first of the week. And I was actually hunting a little clearing in a hardwood bottom.
Okay.
And I had that camera out. And my stand's only like maybe 30 yards from that camera.
Right.
And first day, it was a Saturday. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna see this deer. So a couple of spikes came in. And I hear something rustling in my back. And from my back is a creek and there's a large embankment coming up.
Yeah.
So I turn around and he just gets up out of his bed and just like kind of just 20 yards away. But it was a weird angle and I wasn't about to wound him. So I decided not to let it take a shot.
So you said that was opening day?
This was opening day this year.
So you already had an encounter with it? Yeah. I didn't even know that. I don't think we talked about that on the phone.
Actually, I had an encounter before that. I was running in to change my batteries on my cell cam.
So before the season you had an encounter with it? That's cool.
And where I walked through a path, I can see where the camera's at. Corn patch, I'd say. Is I can see where, if something was in it, I can see what was in it. And I saw a body. I was like, all right, that's probably a doe. I'm gonna stay right here so she don't blow me. He picks his head up, looks around, his back's to me. Luckily, I sprayed down before I went in.
Yeah, smart to do, man. Really smart to do.
I
mean, when you're messing with a deer like that, you got to take all measures. Yeah. I don't blame you at all. That's
I think
awesome.
I sprayed down every time I went in this year. And he picked his head up, never looked me out. I just backed out. Called my brother, I was like, dude, this is it. This year's the year. He's dying this year. He's going to the ground.
Right.
And he was like, what are you talking about? He said, I just saw him, the biggest deer of our lives. I just saw him. He was like, you probably just messed it up for us. You probably just bumped him. I was like, don't even say that. Don't even think like that. So, back to open day, I just seen him. I get a text message from my brother. My mom's uncle had died. So I planned on sitting there all day. So I was like, all right, we'll go.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we weren't really close, but it was still family. So I was like, drop the hat and going.
That's right.
And I planned on sitting all day. So I was like, all right. We got back to town late, like 5:30. I was like, too late to go to the stand. So I decided to go dove hunting instead. And I was messing with my brother. Said, what do you want to bet this deer comes out at 6:30 tonight? He said, I don't think he will. I'm sitting in the dove field. 6:45, my cell camera app pops off. It's him and a basket rat 8 sitting in the little cornfield.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, I'm like, God dang. So going up to the morning of Saturday morning, I got up. We got to thinking, it's like it probably would be a bad idea to put a stand in that swamp.
So the Saturday before you shot him? Okay. So 2 days prior.
Because Friday, my brother killed a doe and said, dude, you need to get back here. There's a lot of buck markings everywhere. You need to get back here instead of mock scrape. I didn't go to the area he told me to. I just decided of my own gut, like I feel like the swamp would be better because that's where I feel like he was ranging.
Right.
I felt like he felt safe there, so I was going to the spot he felt safe.
Absolutely.
And where I set my stand up is I can see there's a bedding area right here, the main trail coming out of the bedding area, and then the swamp, of course, behind me.
Right.
And a big field, maybe 200 yards behind me. So I decided to put a mock scrape out of the bedding area, try to make him mad.
Right.
Monday, the first sit of the stand, new setup, first sit. I got in late. I forgot a carabiner. I was like, screw it, I'm not even going to tie off. Not even going to clip on. I'm just going to tie myself to the tree.
Okay.
Run my strap through my harness and sit down.
Right.
And then I even had to tie more paracord in my bottom of my stand to get my bow up, put a new ratchet strap on, and I was like maybe 6:40 sitting down, settled in. So 7:30, I'm sitting there.
Well, you had a lot to do when you got there. You had a lot to do.
Yeah, I had
That's
a lot
crazy.
to do, so I was like, I was kind of rushing, but I was still
You're
late.
probably worried about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way this deer's coming now. I done screwed it up. So 7:30, I hear crunching coming from the bedding area. And I thought it was a doe. I was prepared to just go ahead and take a doe. I mean, she came out, first one out. And when he finally stepped out, it's maybe 50 yards from me, 15 from my mock scrape. And all I saw was his left side of his rack. And I thought it was a different deer. I thought it was an 8-pointer I've seen before. And I noticed that cut on his ear. I was like, no, it's him. So that point, I was like, I'm not even gonna focus on his antlers. I'm gonna treat him like a doe, just focus on the body. And he stepped out that mock scrape, 30 yards out, opened that left shoulder up a little bit, and I sent it through him. And the amazing part was I actually watched him fall 60 yards behind me in what I think was the first bedding area I seen him lay down in 2019, 2018, something like that.
What a freaking story, dude. That's unreal. So you drilled him?
I drilled him, double lunged him.
Did you shoot a lot this year?
Yeah.
You're ready, huh?
I actually got my first bow kill this year.
Okay, that was your first bow kill? Before him? Okay. Cool. Dude, that is so awesome. I mean, I think you went about it the right way. Yeah. Try not to look at the horns and just breathe, right? Yeah. That's what you're reminding yourself of? Golly. Dude, you did some good things. I mean, like earlier, you talking about spraying down before you went and check cameras. I mean, that's huge. I mean, I feel like a lot of people can learn from that. Especially, dude, you got to take every measurement when you're talking about a deer that size.
Yeah, you do.
Did he surprise you with how big he was?
At first, in person, no, because I've seen him in pictures.
Right.
And then I really got looking at him. I was like, holy shit, this deer's pretty. This deer's pretty big.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a big deal for Upson County.
Yeah, no doubt. So we hadn't got tape on him yet with our scoring system, but Pope and Young has, yes, correct?
Yeah.
So
there's a sheet right there, actually. Yep.
Let's see. So this is the net, correct? Yeah. So the net score, Pope and Young for this deer is 193 on the dot.
Yep.
On the dot.
And what's funny is I rough scored it for him from double tape.
Yeah.
And
well, now that you've already mentioned him, thank you to Landon Bozeman here at Double Tape Taxidermy for letting us do this podcast here at his shop, this sweet place. We'll show you some of his work here in a minute. But 193. What did Landon rough score him at?
193 and 5/8.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So we were talking about it earlier. You know, we think he's going to possibly hit 2 with the BTR scoring system. So I'm excited to end up seeing what that's going to come out as. But hell, everybody's waiting. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Here he is.
Show the camera. Oh my gosh. I mean, and we were talking about it earlier. This isn't the first time I've seen it, but I mean, this deer is unreal. Unreal. He's got just about everything you want. I mean, literally the only thing he's missing is the drop times. I mean,
which I think he was actually.
Yeah, that could possibly end up being one day. But look at this. That's one thing you don't notice in the pictures is, you know, how massive it is up here where he starts turning in his main beams. Kind of flattens out, like, dude, it's just absolutely unique. We were talking about it earlier. I mean, it looks like 2 racks inside of one, man. That's so crazy. Look at that. I kind of call that a split. He's got a kicker, a little flyer down by the bottom, and then, I mean, these big swooping tines. That is just unreal, man. Definitely doesn't look like a Georgia deer.
No, especially down here.
I swear, man. I mean, but, you know, we say that. There's some big deer down here. There is some big deer down here. And same way where I'm from. We can grow them. It's just not as often. You know, I mean.
Unless you got to worry about him being pressured.
Oh, no doubt.
He was on every camera within a 10-mile radius of where I was at. I had people that called me all day, Monday.
Yeah. So how's that been? You had a little publicity. You had some people hitting you up.
I think I made a lot of people happy, but I think I made a lot of people mad in the process.
Your buddies ought to be proud of you. Your buddies ought to be happy for you. Yeah.
Most of them are.
Yeah. And I can understand being a little jealous. You know what I'm saying? That's a big deer. I'm jealous right now, and I just met you. You know.
Yeah.
But no, dude. I mean that's an absolute lifetime accomplishment. That is crazy. Hold on. Let's look at him one more time. So this is Smiley. Hands on him. Good gosh, man. That view right there. Crazy. Dude, congratulations.
Appreciate it, man.
So how many other people knew about this deer? I mean, I know you've had to have heard that some folks had pictures of him too.
I think, as far as I've known, that's came up to me personal, was 5.
5.
But, I mean, who's to say there's not others out there that just ain't coming up?
That's right. Huh.
And maybe even people that haven't seen him across the road.
Right, absolutely. I mean, you see that across the road, you're gonna know it. You're gonna know it for sure. So again, let's touch on this one more time. How many bucks you shot?
That's my first buck.
Your first buck, antler buck, period. Like you ain't ever shot a spike or nothing.
I mean, I shot a couple spikes, but nothing after that.
But still, you that's your first rack buck. That's your first true big buck.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to tell you, but it may be pretty tough to top that one.
It's definitely gonna be tough to top that one.
Ain't no doubt. But hey, maybe he's gonna have some grandchildren running around here shortly.
I hope so.
Huh?
I hope so.
Ain't no doubt. He is beautiful. Beautiful. Well, all right. Appreciate it, dude. Appreciate it. All right, that's gonna be it for this episode of Buckmasters Outdoors Podcast. We appreciate y'all being with us. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment on this video here and tell Bryce congratulations, because that is unreal, dude. All right, we'll see y'all on the next one. There's the man himself, Landon Bozeman. Appreciate you having us, brother.
Yes, sir. Anytime, man. Anytime.
You got some good looking stuff in here. What'd you say?
I thought we was getting Jackie Bushman.
No.
We got better. We got Jackie Bushman Jr.
Oh my God.
Jackie Bushman
Oh my gosh.